Good evening, one and all, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Wooster City Council held this Monday, March 20th, 2023. We're in council chambers and live streamed on YouTube. It's after 7:30 p.m. and according to the calendar, this is the first day beginning of spring, although it doesn't really feel that way. Hopefully, this will improve. Our next meeting will be Monday, April 3rd, 2023. Ms. DiPaolo, before I ask you to call the roll, Jen Warden did reach out to me and said she was under the weather tonight and would not be in attendance. So with that being said, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Cavan.
Here.
Ms. Knapp.
Here.
Mr. Myers.
Here.
Mr. Reynolds.
Here.
Mr. Sanders.
Here.
Mr. Ansel.
Here.
And Ms. Warden is absent.
But we still have a quorum, and the agenda will remain as presented. And at this time, I'd ask you to stand and join the Worcester City Council in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes of the March 6, 2023 meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Sanders to approve. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Ms. Knappich. All in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Minutes of March 6 are approved. Welcome, Mayor, and looking forward to what you have to say to this evening.
Thank you, President Beitendijk, and nice to see all council members here tonight. Just a few things to report to you. I was able to represent our community hospital along with 5 other board members and Scott Boys at the Quorum Health Resources Conference on March 6th through the 11th. QHR is the leadership team that advises our hospital in best practices and other operational and medical trends. This was a very helpful conference and board team building time. Dwayne Gunther, CEO of QHR, announced a new name to the group. Quorum Health Resources is now Ovation Healthcare, with no changes to staff or operational plans. This was a very good conference to attend. Tonight you have 2 pieces of legislation on the agenda, both which our admin team believe are good for our city, and both of which we have been waiting a long time to get to the point of bringing them to City Council. Ordinance 2023-08 is something that we have been looking forward to bringing to City Council since the 100-year flood event in 2019 that did significant damage to a number of houses on Bower Road. These properties are in the county who would like to gift them to the city. They are able to use FEMA grant funding to ensure that the land will not be developed. It can be used for open space, recreational use, or bike trails. Resolution 2023-19, the renovation of Fire Station 1 is something our city team is very excited to bring forward for the community. Council is giving the administration the authority to bid and award a contract for the renovation of Fire Station 1. This is something our city team has been working towards for the last 16 years and will complete the goal of getting all of our fire stations to a level of response for our city that will provide excellent service for many, many years. And with that, that's my report tonight, and appreciate the time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. We have no petitions, no communications from the public, no committee reports or public hearings, no unfinished business. Brings us to new business. Just 2 items this evening. It's first reading of ordinance number 2023-08. They'll be presented by Ms. Knappich. It's slated for 3 readings. Before I get to you, Ms. Knappich, I will ask Mr. Paulo to please read the title.
Ordinance number 2023-08, An ordinance authorizing the city of Worcester to accept a gift of land from the various parcel owners and allowing for immediate enactment.
Ms. Knappich, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Well, I was not on council when this first arose, but I did get the information from our Director of Administration, Joel Montgomery, and as the mayor indicated in his communication to the city, to council, that in 2020, I think all of us remember, there was quite a flood, and there was a lot of property damage done down off Bower Road. At that time, the county came to the city and indicated that they had available funds from FEMA to clean this up. And so the county we acquired the Moose property, and the county acquired the other properties that have been acquired, not all of them in this floodland, but pretty much most of them. And I would point out that this is property that is contiguous to the city, so it's right next to the city. And so once the properties were acquired, FEMA came in, and the land, we used the FEMA, the county used the FEMA funds to clear the land, to tear down the buildings, and basically make it much better. The only caveat with the FEMA funds doing that is that that land can't be developed, which is fine because it has a beautiful little creek on it, and it will now be green land or recreational. The city can develop it for recreational property, such as for bike path or a walking path, but it'll be just a beautiful area. It will not be developed in the future. Now, what's really wonderful about this is when people tell you you never get something for nothing, the city's getting something for nothing here. The county, the FEMA money cleaned up the property. The county would like to give us this property, and at some point, I assume it will be annexed to the city. I see absolutely no downside to this. We get property that's been cleaned up. It can be used for green space. It has a beautiful creek or stream on it, and there's no cost to us. Even the maintenance, if we choose not to put anything on that, it just will be natural greenland. So it's really a good deal for us. So saying that, and well, first let me ask if I missed anything, Joel. Okay, thank you. Saying that, I would move to suspend the rules and place this on third reading.
A motion to suspend the rules by Ms. Knappich. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Cavan. Would you please call the roll on the motion to suspend the rules?
Knappich,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Sanders.
Yes.
Ansel.
Yes.
Reynolds
Yes.
and Cavan.
Yes.
Rules have been suspended. Ms. Knappich, I look to you again.
Thank you. I would move to adopt ordinance number 2023-08.
Motion to adopt by Ms. Knappich. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? In the effort to be transparent, I noticed that there's a friend of mine that has some real estate down there, so I just wanted to be aware, but I'm not voting on this unless there's a tie, and hopefully there's not a tie. So.
Right. And I would just like to thank the county for doing this, on taking the bull by the horns and getting the property, getting it cleaned up with the FEMA funds, and then giving it to us. That was quite wonderful of the county to do, and I would just like to express my thanks.
I like the idea that it is adjacent to the waterway there and we have control. Very important.
Looks like a perfect gateway into the trout fishing portion of the Little Apple Creek there. Seeing nothing further, Mr. Paula, would you please call the roll on the motion to adopt?
Knappich,
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Sanders.
Yes.
Ansel.
Yes.
Reynolds
Yes.
and Cavan.
Yes.
Ordinance number 2023-08 passes. Brings us to the final piece of legislation, resolution number 2023-09, 2023-19. It will be presented by Mr. Cavan. It is a budgeted item, so their suspension of the rules would not be necessary. Before I get to you, Mr. Cavan, I will look for the last time tonight in terms of reading ordinance or resolution. Ms. DiPaolo, if you would, please.
Resolution number 2023-19, a resolution authorizing the Director of Administration to advertise according to law and enter into a contract with the lowest and best bidder for the renovation of Fire Station Number 1 and allowing for immediate enactment.
And I have to note that I see that Big Ticket Chief Barry is here. Welcome, Chief, and I see that Mr. Lemon from the Police Department's here as well. So, Mr. Cavan, I turn the floor over to yours.
Thank you.
To you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, as the mayor had stated as well, you know, bringing this forward, being the third fire station up to speed, up to current levels, is very important, much needed. We're looking at something that's going to last decades, as stated here. I'm excited about that. There's been a lot done with fire stations since I've been on council. I've introduced the third one, and throwing the police station with it too. So I think it's a good thing. I don't know that there's any questions from anyone. We've looked at this many times. I didn't see any troubles, but I would ask if anyone has any questions. If not, I would move to adopt.
Motion to adopt by Mr. Cavan. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Ms. Knappich. Yes, we've discussed it. We looked at the numbers. Unfortunately, in this, the vagaries of this kind of economy, my guess, like my age on my driver's license, the costs are not going to go down, just like my age is not going down, so. And it is budgeted, so. Anything else? I'm sure Chief Saley's here, can answer questions and.
What was the,
administration.
oh, I'm sorry. What was the completion date we were looking? Has that changed?
Well, we think about a year to a year and a half. So if we start in June, you know, we can consider about a year and a half for the completion date. Obviously, we don't want to negatively impact the bidding process by putting a hard date on it. So there's some flexibility there to work with the contractor to get best bids. So, but we're estimating a year to a year and a half.
We'll still have function there. I mean, we'll be able to run some things while that's going on at all.
That building will be temporarily closed, and we're going to relocate to 1171 Mechanicsburg Road, the old distribution building.
Okay.
Which is, well, we just got the final inspection for building standards today. So we're going to be able to relocate to that building and run all of Station 1's operation out of that area, which is still in the Station 1 district.
Okay, and as you said, that's a temporary fix for sure. Okay.
Do you have something, Mr. Myers?
No, I think I'm fine.
Okay. Seeing nothing else, would you please call the roll on the motion to adopt?
Myers?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Ansel?
Yes.
Reynolds?
Yes.
Cavan?
Yes.
And Knappich.
Yes.
Resolution number 2023-19 passes. That brings us to the miscellaneous portion. No one has signed up from the public, so we'll start out with, we'll end up with council. Mr. Myers, we'll give you the first word.
Nothing further, thank you.
Mr. Sanders?
Nothing to add.
Mr. Ansel?
Nothing to add, Mr. President.
Mr. Reynolds?
I did. I just had a question, I guess, for the administration. I want to thank you for that memo that went out over the weekend, I think, about both the housing one was very informative, and also I'm glad to hear that, you know, it sounds like you're making progress at WEDC and patching up some things there. And you referenced a memorandum of understanding that had been, that was submitted with that. Has that been agreed to by WEDC? Very good.
Mr. Cavan?
What's that? Oh, I did make a motion to adopt, did I?
Yeah.
We're in miscellaneous.
Oh,
Miscellaneous.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Spencer. I have nothing to add.
He's packing up.
And Ms. Knappich will give you the last word this evening.
Hey, I just want to say congratulations to the fire chief. We've toured that number one station, and it really needs renovating badly. So I'm excited for you guys to be in a nice setting there. And that's it. Thank you.
Motion to adopt, Mr. President.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
You both are checked out.
You know, for a short meeting, we're awfully punchy.
Pay attention.
Is there a second on the
Second.
motion to adjourn? I heard someone say it.
I did.
All in favor, say Ms. Knappich. All say aye. We're adjourned.